Why do diverse national interests block global economic coordination? Imagine trying to get a group of people to agree on a single plan when each person has their own goals and priorities. That's exactly what happens with countries trying to work together on global economic issues. Countries have different reasons for acting the way they do, especially when it comes to managing inflation and monetary policies. They want to protect their own economies first, which makes it tough to find common ground. One big reason is that each country wants control over its own monetary policy. That means they decide how much money to print, what interest rates to set, and how to manage inflation based on their own needs. If everyone followed a single global plan, countries might have to change their policies in ways that don't suit their economy's current situation. For example, a country with high inflation might want to raise interest rates quickly, but a global agreement might prevent that. Countries also have different priorities when it comes to inflation. Some nations focus on keeping inflation very low, while others might accept higher inflation to boost growth. These different goals make it hard to agree on one-size-fits-all policies. If one country wants to fight inflation aggressively and another wants to promote job growth, their strategies will clash. Economic nationalism is another obstacle. Countries want to protect their own industries and jobs. They might impose tariffs or currency controls to give their economy an advantage. These actions can conflict with global efforts to open markets and stabilize prices. When countries act in their own interest, it's hard to coordinate across borders. Geopolitical rivalries also play a role. Countries often see economic policies as part of their national security. They might resist cooperation if they believe it could weaken their strategic position or give an advantage to rivals. This leads to fragmented economic zones and competing systems for trade and money. Developed and developing countries face different challenges too. Rich nations often want low inflation and stable prices, while poorer countries might accept higher inflation to grow faster. These different economic realities make it difficult to agree on a single approach. Supply chain strategies add another layer. Countries are working to diversify and build resilience, which sometimes means reducing dependence on others. This can conflict with efforts to coordinate globally, especially if nations see cooperation as a risk to their supply security. When it comes to inflation and monetary policy, these conflicting interests mean that countries tend to act independently. They adjust interest rates or devalue currencies to protect their own economies, even if it causes instability elsewhere. During global crises, nations often prioritize their own needs over collective action. This can lead to currency wars or trade tensions, which push inflation higher worldwide. International organizations try to promote cooperation, but they often struggle to get countries to follow through. Countries are hesitant to give up control over their policies, especially when their own economic stability is at stake. This makes it hard to implement unified strategies for inflation control or economic growth. In the end, the reason diverse national interests block global economic coordination is simple. Countries want to protect their own economies first, and their unique circumstances, goals, and rivalries make it difficult to work together on shared solutions. This tension between national priorities and global benefits keeps coordination challenging, especially in times of economic stress.